Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 22 of So Now You're a Teacher. I am your host, Liesl McConchie, international expert on brain-based learning, author, teacher, and mother of three, who is giving every parent a Teacher of the Year award if your child is still doing any kind of academic work at this point. One for you, one for me, and one for your child's teacher. I mean, Teacher of the Year, it's going to everybody this year. I am giving myself the authority to do that and making it happen. Wow. Thanks for sticking with it. Hey, in this episode, I'm going to answer a question that has come up based on the last episode, episode 21, where we talked about your home environment and the big three factors that impact learning in the physical environment. One of the things we talked about was sounds, and many of you reached out to me and said, well, what about my kid listening to music while they're doing their schoolwork? They want to put their AirPods in to help drown out all the extra noise going on in the house, but now they have screaming metal in their ears. Is that okay? This is such a great question. So the question is it okay for my child to listen to music while doing their schoolwork? Well, it depends. My assumption is that 99% of what they're listening to is not okay for them to be listening to while doing schoolwork. And here is why. Well, let me just first say what is okay and what's not okay. So what is okay is any kind of non-lyrical instrumental music. What's not okay is songs with lyrics in it, which I'm assuming is what most kids are listening to right now. Their top 40s, pop, whatever the heck they like to listen to. Here's why that interferes with learning, why it compromises learning. So if they are doing, any type of task that requires cognitive functioning, so reading, writing, doing some math problems, analyzing a text, whatever it is they're doing, lyrical music is going to interfere and make it more difficult for them to learn. Here's why. Well, it's words. There's words to that song. And I'm sure your kid is going to try to convince you that it doesn't matter, that it helps them focus, and that they don't pay attention to the words. And that is just neurologically not true. Because the working memory, we've talked about this part of the brain before, up here in the front of the brain, it mostly processes sounds and words. That's what it's responsible for processing. And so the words to the song that they're listening to, whether they're conscious of that input or not, even if it's at an unconscious level, it is taking up space in working memory. And I think we've talked about how limited this space is. Like 1 to 4 seats are available right here in working memory. And it's less when we're under stress, basically in the situation that many of us are in right now. So those lyrical songs that your kid might really like listening to are great for when they're taking their breaks in between classes, when they're cleaning up at the end of the day, when they're taking an exercise break. Yes, during all of those times. But when they need to cognitively focus on an academic task, then those lyrical songs are going to make it more difficult for them to learn, for them to encode memories, for them to process information, and for them to retain information as well. So I know this is a tough conversation to have with your kids. Here's what I'm going to do to help you out. One, I'm just going to give you all this information here right now so that you can try to translate it in a way that your child will understand. And then I'm also going to drop a link to a couple things. One is going to be a blog post that I wrote on this, an article that's written on it. And then another one is going to be, it's like a white paper that I wrote on this same topic as well. So all those things combined is going to give you way more research than you'll need to be able to have a really responsible, mature conversation with your child about the music that they're listening to. So just remember to give them permission to listen to what they want to listen to. It's just a matter of when that happens during their day. And it's totally okay. They don't have to listen to like Beethoven or Bach or something like that. I completely dissect the whole Mozart effect in the article as well, if you have ever heard of that theory. So it's okay if they listen to like electronic or, you know, like their favorite rap or pop, just like anything it's the words. It's mostly just the words that's getting in the way. If it's like, then that's probably not going to be so great because it's going to be a little bit stressful on the brain. But no need to try to turn them into classical music lovers right now. You've got enough on your plate. Just see if you can offer them some alternatives. There's a lot of great things out there. And if your kid really loves music, then they'll know where to find it and where to get it. So thank you so much for those of you who asked that question. That's a really, really great question. It's something I work with teachers on a lot because I share the science of music. They get so excited. They want to put it in their classrooms. And then they're like, all right, you know, start working on this. And then they like turn on some top 40s poppy stuff. And it's just making it more difficult for the brain to learn. So that's just one little thing that I wanted to share with you today. Remember, if you haven't already, share any episode that you want. We are running out of time. I am picking a winner. That's not true. I'm picking 3 winners who have shared any episode of So Now You're a Teacher with people in your networks. Just make sure you tag me so that I know that you've done it, and I'll enter you in the drawing. I'll be in touch with you and let you know who has an autographed copy of the latest edition, hot off the press, Brain-Based Learning, coming your way. All right, everyone, hang in there.